Hey, good morning and welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is JD. I'm the campus pastor here at Vista. I want to take you back to Minnesota with me. I would go there every summer in my youth as a kid. We go out on Lake Louise and we would catch crappies and bluegill and bass and northern pike. It was amazing. As a young boy, there was nothing better than getting out on that lake and bringing home a basket full of fish. And my favorite thing to do was to go with Uncle Steve into the fish house right beside the lake, and he would get out the old fillet knives, and it was an old school hand pump for water, and we would fillet these fish. And after you're done with an hour of filleting on a mosquito-filled Minnesota night, you wanted to get rid of the guts as quickly as possible. And our way of getting rid of guts back in the day was to simply dig a hole in the beach in the sand and to bury those guts. And every once in a while as a kid, after a couple hot days and the humid 90s would go by, you'd be building a sandcastle and you'd run into fish guts. And guys, I don't think I need to tell you what fish guts in 90-degree weather after 2 days of rotting smell like. But it's pretty bad. It's the worst thing you'll ever smell. And today's verse, it has to do with stinky fish. Let's get after it. Ephesians 4, verse 29, Paul has just been giving us this list of things that we need to take off. If you're going to follow Jesus, there's stuff you got to take off and put different things on. This is nestled in the midst of that list. He says, don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up, according to their needs, that it might benefit those who listen. Unwholesome talk, the Greek word here referred to something rotten, something that would smell like digging into the sand and finding stinky, rotten, putrid fish. I think we know what unwholesome talk is. Do we have to clarify that anymore? I know it when it's there. That's talk about bad breath. But he says, don't let it come out of your mouth. These kind of words that stink, that are foul. And some of us might say, that's just the way I talk. If you knew the home I was raised in, if you knew what it was like to be a Marine, if you knew what it was like to do this or that, that's just the language we use. Paul's saying, you got a choice. In the same way that I can choose what I put in my mouth, I'm the gatekeeper. That you are the gatekeeper of what you allow to come out of your mouth. And in this case, unwholesome words, they're not to come out. That's something we need to put on different clothes. That's the negative side of the verse. That's the don't do. But he gives us the do part of the verse when he says, only let come out of your mouth what is helpful and useful for building others up, that it might benefit them. I think of a hammer. A hammer can be used for demo, but a hammer can be used for building. And as I approach a conversation, I need to be asking myself, are the words that I'm choosing to use benefiting others and building them up, or are they demolishing others and tearing them down? You get to choose. And you might say, well, if you're only going to be using words that are building and benefiting, that just sounds kind of unrealistic. What about the times when things need to be said that are difficult? Oh, this completely allows for that, because sometimes to build, we need to share words of truth, honest words, hard words, but to do so in love. It's just the way our words work. So let me ask you today, as you go about interacting with the many people you'll talk with on this day, to walk away from each conversation and to simply ask yourself, did my words, did what I allow to come out of my mouth benefit and build, or did it destroy and deconstruct? Church, we got a God that we follow that wants control of your mouth. Let's give it to him today. Have a great day.